Welcome to a bonus edition of the Living Force Podcast, a Utini production, D23 Extravaganza. And now here are your hosts, Dr. Corey Helton, Eric Eilerson, and Dr. Charles Henkel.
This is the bonus episode of Living Force. I'm Eric, Dr. Charles, Dr. Corey. Let's go!
Let's talk about Star Wars. So this will be interesting for all the listeners because we have never talked about anything except for books. So this is kind of like maybe a preview of what our Patreon stuff will look like, or maybe we'll just launch a whole new podcast. I don't know.
Yeah, man. And
I don't know. I don't know what we're gonna do.
And if you were on Patreon, you'd probably get video so you can see Charles in his sick-ass Obi-Wan cosplay he's rocking for right now.
And it is pretty
Next
sick.
time.
Next time. But yes, guys, as Corey said, we are here in a weird new episode because D23 happened this weekend, and we were like, oh, some cool stuff will happen, but we had no idea it would emotionally devastate us to the extent that it did, so we need to talk about it.
Celebration was more, I think, emotionally traumatizing for me because I was there,
Right.
but I think we got more emotionally traumatizing information at a flippin' Disney Plus panel for crying out loud. What the heck?
Absolutely ridiculous. So real quick, what we're going to be talking about on this episode, right? A lot of stuff happened at D23. They announced a bunch of stuff about Disney Plus, including a bunch of other Disney properties. Marvel had a bunch of stuff that was really awesome. That's all great. We're going to hit a couple main things that, if you're listening to this, we assume you already know about. But if you don't, we get to break some really cool news to you. All right? So, we're going to be talking about the Clone Wars date announcement that dropped, a little bit of Cassian Andor news, the Mandalorian trailer that got dropped, the biggest reveal in the history of Charles' life that got dropped.
Yes.
And finally, because we are recording this on Monday evening, the Rise of Skywalker footage that now we've all seen. It got dropped on Saturday, if I remember correctly. Right? During the morning panel, and everyone on Twitter was talking about it, but there were no phones allowed, so we had descriptions that we all freaked out about, but now we have seen the footage. We are going to watch it on this podcast, react to it along with you. Guys, I'm already out of breath. This has been such a day.
It has been such a crazy amount of information. This is kind of unlike Lucasfilm too, I feel like. We usually get a lot of build-up leading up to stuff, and I don't know. The rumors were right. That never happens.
Well, this year has been well, why aren't we getting any information about stuff? Oh, they suck at marketing. There's no hype in Star Wars. Blah, 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 blah. Imagine just how smug Kathleen Kennedy was seeing all these tweets before this weekend, sipping her tea, being like, these bastards aren't ready for what I'm going to do to them. And we weren't.
I don't understand how did they keep it so quiet? That's what I don't understand.
That is a great question.
Rumors last week, but
so
what were you going to say, Charles? You had something to say.
I was just going to say now, for those people who were saying it wasn't enough, now it's information overload. I almost couldn't process the last announcement by the time the next one was coming around.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's what we'll do on this little bonus episode. We're going to try to keep it a little shorter than usual. We're going to go through...
Yeah, we'll see.
Good luck with that.
We'll try. So the first thing I want to get into is we put up a poll on Saturday about what thing you guys were most excited for. What announcement. Now, at that point, we hadn't seen this sizzle reel for Rise of Skywalker, but we knew it existed. And I'm going to read those poll results really quick to kind of give Corey and Charles, you guys, a kind of metric on where we are. So first of all, we got 89 votes on this poll.
Yeah, that's really
Nice.
good.
Which is super cool. So thank you if you voted. Thank you if you retweeted, liked, all that stuff. That was super fun because it was a crazy day to be part of Star Wars Twitter. With 27%, Mandalorian trailer came in third for most excited. With 28%, just barely coming in second, was the Obi-Wan announcement. And in first place was the Rise of Skywalker sizzle reel with 45%. Now, that was purely based on Twitter descriptions of what the sizzle reel was.
Yeah.
Yes. Now I tell you what. Now too. So this is a big deal because I don't remember what episode it was. It was a couple weeks ago, and Eric, you asked Charles and I what are we most excited about coming up in December, and we all said The Mandalorian. All of us did. But I have to say, I think that this poll is the order of what I'm most excited about.
Yep.
The sizzle reel, then Obi-Wan, then The Mandalorian. And to say that, like, just a couple weeks ago, I was saying that I was most excited about The Mandalorian out of everything that's coming out, and that means that Obi-Wan and The Rise of Skywalker are both ahead of that, and that's like a super big deal. That's a big jump for me in my head. So
Yeah, man. And the thing is, the Mandalorian trailer, which, again, we're going to get to in a second, was amazing. It was great. And then
it totally made up for how angry I was at Celebration that we didn't get the trailer.
Yeah, and I'm going to go into some details about that, too, once we get to that point. But real quick, we're going to bang out these news things that don't have video with them. So, first news announcement we officially got was that the Clone Wars Season 7 will officially be premiering in February of 2020. Now, as I understood it, it was always 2020. Like, I didn't think we were ever going to get this at launch. I think it was very smart for them not to do it at launch. Let The Mandalorian get off its feet. Let Rise of Skywalker go. And then, when we're about 2 months after the movie release and everyone's kind of either seen it 18,000 times, Mandalorian will be finished up, then we can dive into Clone Wars. Like, I think this is a great idea.
Yeah, I'm honestly surprised on it, to me that it's being released as early as it is. I mean, February, following The Rise of Skywalker and Mandalorian, that seems relatively close. I mean, it's only 3 months from Mandalorian. So I wonder if they have other things planned for mid-2020.
Maybe.
When is Resistance coming out?
This fall.
Oh, that's this fall?
That's starting in October,
shoot.
yeah.
Holy crap, I don't know how I missed that date.
Yeah, so that's coming out then. And then, yeah, I mean, they got it. They'll always have stuff, I assume, rolling. And then Disney Plus will be kind of getting a bunch of stuff because they said within the first calendar year, that's when they'll have all the Marvel and Star Wars stuff, but they're not going to have it all at launch. So there'll probably be big announcements like next week, like we're getting Winter Soldier or whatever, you know what I mean?
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
So one thing that was released with this announcement was a new still, because we got the trailer for Clone Wars Season 7 back at Celebration, which is incredible. But now we have a new still with Maul and Ahsoka. And
yeah, I just want to say that the Clone Wars panel I went to in Celebration was probably my favorite panel I went to. Like we went to it because it wasn't a lottery system. We were like, there's no way that, like, me and Caitlin were saying, there's no way we're going to get into this panel, like, because this is one of the most highly anticipated panels of the whole weekend. But it came like a flippin' sleet storm blizzard in Chicago.
That's right.
That morning. Okay, so it was like it was atrocious weather. So we're like, you know what? We're flipping here. We're at Star Wars Celebration. Damn it! Let's go stand in line for 45 minutes outside to maybe an hour outside and see if we can stand to be in the cold. And it wasn't bad at all, because as soon as we got outside the building, they started letting people in the building. And we somehow got into the Clone Wars panel, even though it was super anticipated. And it was unbelievable. The energy in that room was so sick, and I've never been so excited for Clone Wars before. Like I wasn't into the Star Wars animation as much when Clone Wars was coming out and getting big, and to be in the room with all that hype was like the way that everybody was hyped for Rebels, and I never got to experience that with Clone Wars, so I was so jacked. And this image, oh my god,
yeah,
it's incredible.
So if you haven't seen it, listeners, Google it. It's a D23 Clone Wars image. We have Maul in the foreground, basically from like waist up, looking behind him at Ahsoka, who's just standing in her new outfit and her new costume we've seen, with her two lightsabers behind her, her two blue lightsabers ready to duel.
Yeah. And
this is one of the duels that has been most highly anticipated, because it's got to be like around Siege of Mandalore. It's got to be Ray Park actually did the mocap for this duel himself. Darth Maul himself is coming back to do that. So like I don't see how this won't be the best thing, and it's
gonna be
excited.
So good. Like, it doesn't seem like it's gonna be like any filler episode.
No,
It seems like it's gonna be straight plot the whole time, and I really, I'm praying so hard. I really flip and hope that like it concludes with like Ahsoka's transition into like hiding and stuff, because the Empire is a thing. I really hope it goes all the way up to like right post Order 66, like. Oh my gosh!
We might get it.
Yes.
So,
but by far, like, the most exciting thing is this duel, though. I mean, this is Ahsoka is going to be the second character that we have been able to see on screen fight both Darth Vader and Darth Maul.
Ooh.
Think about that. right behind
That's crazy.
Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Obi-Wan Kenobi, the man himself. So we will definitely be tuning into that. And as we're going to do with Mandalorian, when we have our Patreon going next year, we are going to do episode recaps of the new Clone Wars series. So stay tuned for that. Second thing that was just news, very brief. We brought out Diego Luna and Alan Tudyk on stage. We didn't actually. Star Wars did. But we heard about it.
No, we did. That
was us. It was our
Brought
idea.
to you by utini.com.
They're talking about the new Cassian Andor series, and we only got a couple bits of info about it. Number one, it's officially set 3 years before Rogue One, according to the new timeline they put out. So I've been hearing some chatter online that saying, like, that's perfect for, like, 3 seasons, which would be super cool. Have,
my God. I haven't even thought that far ahead.
Leading up to Rogue One.
I totally forgot that Mandalorian's getting multiple series, or seasons, so it makes sense that Cassian will.
Yeah. But that being said, there's a quote that may directly contradict that from IO9 reported that it is a prequel to Rogue One, and Diego Luna said the series will be around 10 hours. So this also might just be a one-off. You know what I mean? Which I'm also totally cool with them doing these, like, 6-episode, 8-episode, 10-episode single, basically large movies. And he said the scripts for the show are still being written, and the show is currently shooting in London. So I think they're probably shooting earlier episodes, just very preliminary stuff while they're finishing up the treatments. Last thing on that, Diego Luna almost gave away the title. I don't know if you guys hear about this.
I did see that. I'm like, oh man.
Yeah,
I will say this. What happened exactly?
So basically, Diego Luna, dude is the most jazzed Star Wars fan I've seen in a long time. Like he loves being in Star Wars. He's super cool, excited about it. And he got on the mic and he said, "Oh, can we tell them the title?" And Kathleen was like, "No." Like, I think he thought he was setting her up to be like, "Here's the reveal," and they clearly didn't plan on doing it yet.
Which would imply that it's not something like Star Wars Cassian, right? Because it's like,
yeah.
I saw a theory. I think that this might have been Star Wars Explained that talked about this. That the title might be like Star Wars Fulcrum.
That would be so sick.
Because Cassian was a Fulcrum agent.
Tie in the live actions to the animated shows. Give me it. Dude, literally,
you have the potential of Cassian Andor, K2SO, Ahsoka Tano, Bail Organa, and Sabe all around a table in our lifetime. Like,
yeah.
Oh my God.
I would love to see some of the Ahsoka book stuff to come out as part of live action.
Yeah.
A Twilight. Can they get Ahsoka to be live action?
Togruta? Shakti in the
that's true,
prequels.
but it's so hard, man.
Yeah,
it's so hard to take an animated character and.
I think
it would be difficult to make her like as nimble and whatnot. Like she could be around, but I don't think we could see her like fight in the way that we do in the animated stuff.
Yeah,
I feel like that would be difficult.
Fair.
You know what they would have to do though? They'd have to do how Ray Park and Sam Witwer combined to do Maul and Solo. Like Ray Park did the movements, but Sam Witwer did the voice. You would have to have Ashley Eckstein do the voice.
Ashley Eckstein, yeah.
There's no way I'm gonna accept. You know
what?
What? Nope.
Ashley Eckstein played Ahsoka.
She doesn't look anything like her. I don't think.
I mean, maybe she's short. I mean, she's kind of got
like CG. Maybe they make it completely CG, like the Hulk. Just put all the dots on her face and let her do it.
Or Snoke. Snoke looked excellent.
Anyway, tons of possibilities there, and that is coming in 2021. So we got a bit to wait for that one. All right, and now I want to transfer to our quote-unquote video portion of this. So we have 3 videos that we're going to watch together, and you're going to hear as we discuss them on the Mandalorian trailer, the Kenobi reveal, and the Rise of Skywalker sizzle reel. So first up, we all have the Mandalorian trailer queued. We're going to press play together, and I'm assuming you've all seen it. If you haven't, pause right now, watch it fully, so we're not talking over it for the first time. All right, Corey, Charles, you ready to talk about this?
Yeah. Yes.
All right. 3, 2, 1, go. Got it. It's such Rogue One vibes, like, from the beginning.
Absolutely.
These look like
helmets on stakes.
Yes.
So medieval, like.
So brutal.
Game of Thrones-ish.
Yeah. This is totally Firefly right here, too.
Yes.
Like this flying ship.
Listen to the flip-in soundtrack to this.
Oh, it's incredible. It definitely has that lived-in old like vibe from the originals too. That's just beautiful.
Oh my gosh.
God, it's so tactile, right?
It is, yes.
Oh, no!
Look at the creature.
Oh.
Yes. Oh, the wink. Oh my god.
That's the actress that plays Tonks, by the way, in Harry Potter.
Huh. Got some Death Troopers.
Oh my god, that helmet is so cool.
November 12th.
God, it's so...
Speeders.
This looks like Rogue One, straight up.
No, straight up Rogue One.
It's a TV show.
Look at the gun. Holy crap.
IG-11.
IG droid. Holy crap.
Bounty hunting is a complicated profession.
I love that
God.
guy's voice.
And he cuts him in half with
This
a door.
right here. This right.
And Carbonite.
Yes.
What?
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Oh,
So jacked for
looks
this.
so
That
cool.
the riff of the show is so sick. Like, do you guys remember in the Solo trailer, like when we first got it, there was that really bassy like soundtrack that it kept showing? Man, I love that.
Yeah.
I love this sort of. It seems so dark. It just seems so dark.
Yeah, do you think that that's actual soundtrack? Because like that Solo trailer, that was an actual soundtrack.
Yeah, I
That's
don't know.
true. I feel like this is probably trailer music. I think it's definitely indicative, but you know,
Okay.
I like there's
Yeah.
certain trailer music that is written to like
Right.
constantly hit the right beats at the right time to get the right clip and everything. But
Right.
I
right.
could picture that though, like in the background when there's like kind of a standoff going on, you know, between like
Yes.
three different groups, and
Yes.
it has the right vibe.
yeah, and it's
Yes.
I mean, you know, vibe. That's the word I think of when I watch this trailer because there's one line of dialogue in the whole thing, which I think is also indicative of the Mandalorian himself. Like, I don't think it's gonna be very dialogue heavy. It's gonna be a lot of
Right.
action, and he just hits a Quarren's face into a table and then kills him with a door.
Guys, it looks more violent than any Star Wars ever has.
Easily.
It's dark.
That gets me so. He cut that dude in half with the door. Like, holy crap!
Yeah, and that was part
Like-
of the fight. That's not even the whole fight.
Right. I can't. Oh my god, I'm so flippin' excited for this. Like, this
And-
is gonna be like 10 hours of Star Wars.
Yeah,
Exactly. But the thing is that, and we probably shouldn't expect anything less from Disney, but like that looked movie quality. Like if
Yeah,
you showed
yeah.
me that and were like, this is a movie, I'd be like, of course it is. Yeah. But this is not. Like this is a whatever 8 to 10 hour long TV show, and the quality just looks through the roof.
Yep.
All right, so we are an expanded universe
Yep.
organization. So, what about the Mandalorians have you guys read? Like, have you read? Let me just name off a whole bunch of crap. All right, have you read the Bounty Hunter War series
No.
from Legends? Okay, excellent. This is going to be a great chance for me to talk about really old school Legends squat that I've not read in ages. So, the Bounty Hunter Wars series is excellent. Did you guys play the Bounty Hunter game,
Nope.
the Jango Fett, back in the day? Never played that
No.
either.
No.
Okay. Have you read any of the Clone Commando series?
Yes.
No.
Okay, you've read the first couple. Have you read the whole thing, Charles?
No, I haven't finished it. I was just
a
turning
real-
around to grab one from my bookshelf.
Yeah, that's a really great insight into sort of the Mandalorian culture. And the last one I bring up that this reminds me a whole lot of is the Tales series. You guys remember those books?
Yeah,
Tales,
yeah, yeah.
Tales of the
Okay.
Bounty
Tales of the
Hunter.
Bounty
There's
Hunter.
Tales of the Bounty Hunter. So that one is fantastic too. It's got a little bit of everything, but a lot of really great books in here that sort of reminiscent of this sort of dark bounty hunter stuff. And man, the Bounty Hunter Wars is very interesting. It's a very interesting, very legendsy series about Boba Fett and Dengar and Prince Zizor. You guys
Yep.
ever
From
heard
the
of
Black
him?
Sun. Yep.
Yeah, Shadows.
Yeah. He's like big in here. Like it's a very interesting series. We're gonna have to dive into that at some point.
Yeah,
But
which leads to two things that Favreau actually said this weekend in relation to that. One, he said, if you like prequels, OT, sequels, legends, canon, there's something for you in this show no matter what, which is awesome. But then number two, he did say there's no Boba Fett.
yeah,
So-
which I am
which I-
totally fine.
That's
with.
fine.
Thank
Yeah.
you. Like, we don't, Boba Fett's cool. We don't need him.
But you can have a Mandalorian without it being Boba Fett.
As
right?
Rebels showed us. You know, like
Yeah.
Sabine, I prefer Sabine so much more than Boba Fett. That's my
Yeah.
hot
Yeah.
take. But yeah.
And what I think what I think is really interesting about this series, and you could argue against what I'm about to say just from the Rise of Skywalker trailer that we're going to watch later, but Star Wars has always been very, like, these are the good guys, these are the bad guys.
Yep.
And this series represents such an opportunity to leave the audience in suspense of, like, who is going to do what at what time, who's double-crossing who. I have no idea.
Yeah, what if the main character is the bad guy?
He might be.
He might be.
What if he's just like total scum and we hate him because he's like so evil? He just like kills people without even any compassion at all. I hope he is. Like, give me that dark stuff.
There's gonna be something to it because so the specific time period, right, is directly after, and I think maybe a year or two after Endor. But there's no, like, the New Republic government isn't a thing yet. It is just chaos. It is everyone for themselves. And Giancarlo Esposito let it slip, I believe. I don't know if he was supposed to say this in an interview, that his name is Moff Gideon. He's playing a Moff. So
wow.
It looks like,
And we saw Death Troopers too. So I mean, there's obviously still some. Yeah.
Are we getting Moffs that are like, welp, the Emperor's dead, but I have a bunch of Death Troopers with me, so this is my planet now. You know?
Yeah.
Like,
why
that's
not?
exciting.
Now, interesting question. Do you guys think we will get any sort of marketing surrounding The Mandalorian, like similar to we do the films, where you think there will be ever a comic series announced or a book series announced? Do you think we ever get anything?
Eventually.
Yeah,
I think
that's kind of
yes.
where my head's at, too. I want to say no at first, too, because, like they want to see how the TV show does independently of itself, I think.
Yep,
So,
see how the numbers go, and then maybe in the lead up to season 2, we might get like a mini series, like these 5-issue comic runs they seem to love to do. But also
maybe about the villain of the series.
Yeah,
or something of that nature.
Yeah.
I mean, Rebels only got the one comic, right? Only got the Kanan comic, and that was 4 seasons. I know they got a couple books, but
secondary question to that: do you think we will see like very recognizable crossovers between comic characters and stuff? Like Dr. Aphra could maybe fit into this type of universe.
In season 2, I think they're gonna do it similar to actually the opposite of what Rebels did. I'm gonna say, because Rebels puts a lot of
Solo,
cameos.
like what Solo did.
Yeah.
I was gonna say like Solo,
Yeah.
exactly. That, like, I could see them dropping Aphra's name and then someone being like, no, like she's off doing a job,
Yep.
on this planet. But I don't think we'll actually see her early on. Maybe later.
I don't
If
know.
This show takes off.
They randomly. Well, to me, it's random. They brought in like Vi. His name's Vi. Didn't Delilah tell us?
Yeah,
that?
Vi Marathi.
Yeah, they brought in Vi Marathi as like a main character, as like they worked all that story. I don't know, man. Like maybe we will see some crazy like stuff that's very obviously reminiscent to Legends of Canon stuff.
Yeah.
Like the TV shows make it so much more accessible for books and comics.
Yep.
To fit into a universe, because like you can't do that with the films because it's too high profile, right?
Yeah.
100%. And I think that there's definitely a chance that, and if it's not in this one, maybe it's in the Cassian show. If it's not in that one, maybe it's in the Kenobi show. If it's not in that, I think that we can bring in people they want. They're also not afraid to build new characters, clearly, like Kira and stuff in Solo, which
oh my God,
was so
I would
good.
love to see Kira or Han or Chewie or any of those characters. Beckett, oh my God, what if we saw Beckett somewhere?
We
That'd be
can't.
So sick.
You mean before he got shot?
Yeah. What's the timeline of this? Like, do we know the exact timeline it takes place in?
Oh, Mandalorian is post episode 6.
Oh, confirmed. Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't realize that was
it's on
definitely going to be
the big timeline. If I look, because every little dash mark on this timeline is a year. So this takes place 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 years after Return of the Jedi.
Wow. Okay, so Beckett's deader than shit, so he's not going to be there.
He's definitely dead. But that's a very explorable time period.
Yes.
Like, that's pretty open.
Yeah, but it's post Battle of Jakku, like all that the main conflict, quote unquote, stuff is over. So it's
right.
chaotic peacetime. So I am.
But
very
I
excited.
want this. I want this show to not delve into that even remotely.
No.
And I don't think it will.
Nope. Don't touch the. Touch the Empire for the I love the stormtroopers are working for gangsters because there's no military anymore. So I'm very excited for that. Last thing I want to say about Mandalorian, I thought was super cool just to see. They did the Entertainment Weekly, picture of all the interviews, and every single person, because Werner Herzog wasn't there, every single person on the couch was a person of color, which is like kind of really huge for Star Wars. I mean,
Yeah.
there's no white dudes in this except for the old ass villain.
Yeah, there's Lando and Mace Windu are the only black dudes we got so far, right? Like,
Yeah, and now
Yeah.
it's like that's. So that's I'm very excited for that direction of Star Wars. People have
Yeah,
been
me too.
saying that it's in the books. It's in the books. Yes,
Yeah, me
now
too.
the first television show they're ever doing live action. Here we go. So that's gonna be
Totally.
amazing. All right, now this next thing I want to watch was possibly one of the most emotional moments of our life.
It was.
We all have it queued up. What I want to do here, Charles, we're gonna watch it, and then I just want you to just start going with what you feel when it's done. All right, so you guys got it queued
Okay.
up.
No pressure, Charles.
All right,
I can do it.
Here we go. 3. Whoop! Oh my God, my thing played already. 3. Stop, Kathleen. 3. All right, here we go. 3, 2, 1, go.
We do have one more announcement.
God, she
Oh,
knows.
yeah, we do.
Secrets
She knows.
and fibs and not being able to talk about it.
I love
Fibs.
KK, man. I love her so much.
She's a queen.
Beloved member of the Star
You can hear
Wars
people
family.
starting to get it.
Yes.
Oh yeah, connecting the dots.
Here we go.
Music.
They know. Oh, my God.
Oh God.
Just to
Yes!
be there. Ugh.
And he's so happy. He's like so
He
pleased to
knows
be here.
everybody that knows anything in that audience,
Ugh.
just as soon as they saw his face.
And here we go.
But you've
This-
got to wait. You've got to wait for it to come
this
out of his
smug
mouth,
bastard.
right?
Kathleen, can you ask me in front of all of these people, all of these witnesses, can you please ask me, am I going to play Obi-Wan Kenobi again?
Ewan,
Yes?
are you going to play Obi-Wan Kenobi again?
Yes,
Yes.
dude. I mean,
I'm like tearing up right now.
I
at
know,
This. This is
I
so such a big deal. Holy crap! Listen, guys. So let me tell you how this played out for me. Okay, so Caitlin and I have been we bought this this Harry Potter deck building game. It's super fun. Hogwarts Battle or something like that. It's been really fun. We've been playing it like every night. So we're playing this while like you guys are blowing up in Slack. We're following Twitter and stuff, and like they released the Mandalorian trailer. So you guys sent me the Mandalorian trailer. And I'm like, I started to pull it up on my phone. I'm like, no, you can't. I can't watch the Mandalorian trailer for the first time on my stupid little device. So like, I go to my living room. I get everything set up to pull it up on the TV. It's giving me technical difficulties, of course, and all I see is a Slack notification on my phone. It says Ewan in all caps, and I'm like, what? And I clicked on it, and I opened up in Slack, and I just didn't read anything. I just clicked the video. As the Mandalorian is buffering, by the way. All right, I clicked the video and watched it on my phone, and all I saw was like the little 15-second clip where he goes, "Ask me if I want to play Obi-Wan Kenobi again." He says yes. I like screamed bloody murder. I was holding a pillow in my lap, and I just chucked it across the room. I knocked a lamp over and broke it in my living room. And Caitlin is like, "Why are you screaming? What's happening? What's happening?" I'm like, "Caitlin, Obi-Wan is back." It was, oh man, it was really emotional.
Charles, how did you find out?
so we were in the Slack channels and we were all messaging, and I had been waiting, and I feel like the announcements were coming late. So I was finally like, all right, I'm gonna go take a shower. Went to take a shower. I got out, and like my phone was just dinging like crazy, and I was like, what is happening? What is happening? Pulled it up. Had no idea that's what it was gonna be. Essentially just watched the video, clutched my chest, went to the bedroom, and just sat there in silence. Like, honestly, like just like tearing up. Like, guys, this means so much to me. I'm getting misty again right now. This show means so much to me because obviously Obi-Wan is my favorite character, but specifically the Revenge of the Sith, specifically Ewan McGregor's portrayal of the character. And you know, I know we were talking about what are we most excited for, and if my get up right now does not answer that question for me, I have been waiting for Ewan to do this since 2005, right?
Yeah.
Like I'm super stoked about The Rise of Skywalker, and it's the end of the saga and all these things, but like I've been waiting for this for 14 years.
Yeah.
You know, I've been waiting for The Rise of Skywalker for one. So like I am out of this world ecstatic. And on top of it, just to see how excited Ewan is to come back and play the character. Because a lot of our heroes, right? Like Harrison Ford wanted to kill off Han Solo. Like we all know these stories, right? Ewan is stoked to be back, and he is playing it up.
He has never said a single negative thing about Star Wars.
No, I don't think I've ever heard him say anything negative.
He loved it. No, and I think that's like that plays into it so much. And it's funny, Corey, your story is very similar to mine. I was at a buddy's house, and the Mandalorian trailer came out. I'm like, okay, let's go to your computer, because I was the same way. I can't watch it on my phone. And as he was figuring out, because it wasn't on the Star Wars YouTube channel immediately, and it was like it was trying to find it. Okay. We finally found it, and then Slack happened, and the same notification came up, and I'm like, wait, and like we were about 30 seconds into the Mandalorian trailer, and I'm like, pause it. Oh
yes,
my God,
like it was so close. It hit the
Kenobi!
internet like within seconds of the Mandalorian. It was just total information overload. Like we've never had like multiple video things to watch like within seconds of each other.
And
like,
it was just. So one thing I was worried about, right, was we had the rumors about Kenobi earlier this week, and we all three of us, I think, were very much like, cool. This is not confirmed. I've been burned before. I'm not going to get excited about it.
Yeah.
Relax. Stop it. Variety. Stop Hollywood. Like, you're better than this.
Yes.
Relax.
Yes. Reddit. Chill out. I don't believe anything you say ever. Just calm down.
Yeah. But I was also worried then, like, oh, if they do announce it, will some of that excitement be, robbed from me because I've kind of had it spoiled? And nope.
No, not at all.
I was on a high
Not at all.
for the entire night. We went out for drinks afterwards, and I was like skipping through the streets, just like
Eric, the tweet that you posted on Instagram. Oh my God, it was so flipping hilarious. I gotta find this right now and read this. It's so funny. I literally read this out loud and woke up my wife, who was asleep next to me, because I was laughing. She's like, "Shut up! It's not that funny." It was so funny.
Oh, about the drunk?
Oh yeah. So I said I said me a few hours ago. Maybe 1 or 2 beers, then it's time to go home. Me now on a table.
In all caps, by the way.
Yep. Some of y'all, no, shut up. Some of y'all have no idea that Ewan McGregor is returning as Obi-Wan, and it fucking shows.
Oh God, I laughed at this so hard.
walking
It sounds exactly like something Eric would say. I could totally see him standing on a table. He's got a drink in his hand, and everybody's like, "No, get off of there!" And he's like, "Shut up! No, listen to me. Obi-Wan is back, motherfucker. It is gonna be the greatest thing that's ever happened. It's so good."
It was so weird walking around this bar in Chicago, like, none of you understand what's going on inside my mind. How?
Listen, I think I told you guys this in Slack. I think that like I am more emotionally affected. I'm more excited about this little 10-second clip that we got of him saying yes than I was when I found out that Disney's going to start making Star Wars again. Like this is seriously comparable to that announcement for me. And if this is how people felt when they saw Han Solo in the trailer say Chewie, we're home, like people that saw the original trilogy films like in theaters and stuff, like I get that so hard right now. Like that's crazy, because we grew up with Obi-Wan, and like Ewan McGregor is Obi-Wan. Like when you read Star
Obi-Wan.
Wars books, when you see him in the comics, like you picture Ewan McGregor's face. Like that's who Obi-Wan is. So
and like James Arnold Taylor has done a tremendous job as Obi-Wan in Clone Wars and animation and stuff. And it's clearly based on Ewan McGregor's template. So
100%.
Huge. I mean, I think from James Arnold Taylor to Ewan McGregor to Alec Guinness, like, it is such a perfect combination of character, and I can't wait. I mean, again, this is going to be – the scripts are all done. It's going to be shot next year. We'll maybe get it 2021. I'm going to guess we'll get Cassian like maybe spring 2021, and then Obi-Wan in like the fall, winter. That would be my guess.
Yeah.
I tell you what, boys, if you have stock in Netflix, you better sell that shit right now.
Oh my God, it's tremendous. And so one last thing on Obi-Wan, and then we're going to get to the last thing we got today, and that is the confirmation from StarWars.com that it is taking place 8 years after Revenge of the Sith, which officially, I believe, puts it closer to Revenge of the Sith than it does to A New Hope, because that'd be 11 years till A New Hope. But that gives us...
When does Kenobi take place?
The book?
On the timeline. Yeah. Do you guys know? I'm pulling up UTN timeline as we speak.
Yeah, so, I mean, but I think that gives us plenty of time. So Luke is like an 8-year-old at that point, obviously. So the question is, I don't think Luke's going to be a big character because I think you don't. I don't want to see him, but I do want to see Owen. I want to see why does Owen hate Obi-Wan so much, because they ended episode 3 as basically friends, and then episode 4 he hates him. So I really want to see kind of why that started to happen. And, get some Beru in there. Obviously, I don't want to see just the Kenobi book because I've read it. It's great. It's a phenomenal book. If you haven't seen that, go to utini.com and buy it.
19 BBY. So it literally starts like immediately after.
Oh yeah. So this is 8 years.
Immediately after. It takes immediately after episode 3. The Kenobi book does, which is really funny that we're talking about Kenobi because literally as we're talking, I'm getting Slack notifications. I don't know if you guys have seen that.
Yeah, Andrew just read Kenobi.
Yeah, Andrew on our team is like freaking out because he just finished Kenobi. I think he was like motivated to blow through the rest of it because of the announcement, and like is crying in Slack right now.
Yep, it's absolutely
it's
tremendous.
so good.
Kenobi's an amazing
what's
book.
interesting to think about is obviously a lot of aging has happened between episode 3 and episode 4, right?
Yeah.
Of Obi-Wan, and are they going to like age him more given that this is almost halfway to A New Hope and he's got to look like Alec Guinness 10 years later?
I think we're pretty forgiving as far as that goes.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Jude Law turned into Dumbledore. Like, we're fine. All right. There's one image I want to leave you guys with on this Kenobi train, and that's just the fact that I guarantee we're going to see him fight a Krayt Dragon.
Really?
I think so.
Interesting. What do you think the Krayt Dragon will look like?
I don't know.
You think it's going to look like the KOTOR Krayt Dragon, which is basically a giant Komodo dragon?
Yeah. I like that idea.
Yeah, we'll see.
But I'm calling that right now. All right. Last thing second to last thing we want to get into. If you haven't seen, there's a new timeline they put up.
Marvel style.
Finally.
They finally made one of these damn images like everybody's been begging them to do for literally a decade.
And each little tally mark is a year, so it helps the timeline a lot. And they have officially christened the Age of Republic, the Age of Rebellion, and the Age of Resistance, which is exactly what the new Marvel comic one-shots have been. So, nothing
so we should
groundbreaking
have a conversation at some time about Utini maybe considering adopting this, because if this is the official, if this is the official timeline
let's be official.
designation, then let's be official. There has never been an official timeline designation before, so
right.
So there you go,
exciting stuff.
All right, last thing we're going to talk about is
just a small
thing. A small thing.
No big deal. I got to queue it up still.
Bit of an afterthought.
So guys,
really.
while you're queuing this up, I want to walk you through my morning today on Monday. So I woke up. I was very tired. I didn't get a lot of sleep. I got my lunch out of the fridge for work. Promptly left it on the table. I got out to my car. It just finished raining. Great. So I didn't grab an umbrella. I drove to work. It was pouring monsoon rain when I got there. I waited for 15 minutes to try to get inside without getting rained on. Didn't happen. But while I was waiting in the car for the rain to stop, this next clip came out, and it's the sizzle reel for The Rise of Skywalker. Gentlemen, are you ready?
You have to shut up and let me watch it. Like, I just have to watch the scene, please.
Let's just watch it. No commentary while it's happening, unless we can't avoid going,
okay, I can't avoid
I might squeal.
All right, here we go. 3, 2, 1, go.
The soundtrack. Oh my god. I'm going to start crying right now. Oh man, it's so good. The films in chronological order was such a beautiful touch.
Yeah, wouldn't have thought of it.
Or not or release order, I mean.
Yeah. Oh my god.
It's so interesting, the clips that they chose.
Yeah.
We've passed on all we know.
Luke with Luke.
1,000 generations live in you now.
Chills. I'm getting chills.
Guys, I'm not okay.
But this is your fight.
Oh my god.
God, what is that? Oh.
The ships. There's so many. Look how many, like 100 Star Destroyers. C-3PO with the red eyes. Another weapon.
Throw that lightsaber!
What is that?
What?
Duel between. Oh my god.
Yes, it's in.
And then that.
Oh,
I just have so many things.
I
I have so many feelings.
Wait, and then
That Ray theme.
that Ray theme in a
Yes.
minor key.
Oh my god.
So what? Okay, so what was it that Meg said earlier? She said, okay, hold on, I gotta find the exact comment that she said.
Good, because I
I'm
need
out
a
of
second.
breath. Guys, I'm... God.
Every day I'm waking up and watching this
Yep.
until it releases.
Yep.
Every
Done.
day.
Every day.
Yes, I know. Seriously, I can't find
So
her
what you-
exact comment.
try
She
to
said
remember.
something along the lines of like, "Can someone please put it into words for me how unflippin' believable John Williams is?"
Yes.
Oh
And,
yeah.
and I'm just like John is amazing. Like the riffs that he's created. Like even if he didn't write this trailer music, which I don't know if he did.
I'd bet he did.
It's so based on the stuff that he wrote, and like the trailer that they showed this past year at Celebration is so flippin' powerful. The music,
The Leia
Leia's
theme.
theme.
Yeah.
Oh my god, it's just chill invoking every single time. And this trailer did not disappoint. And I'm like, I'm so glad that they started with the old movies. Like,
Yeah.
At first, I was
Yes.
watching it. I'm just like, wait. I'm like, okay, all right, get on with it. I'm ready to see the stuff. But after I watched it the second time, and I understood finally that I didn't realize it was in the right order that first time. And oh my god.
I mean, and the fact that,
But I think-
so much music can be talked about with Star Wars, like the fact that they had Kylo's theme in a major key in the first one, and now they have Rey's theme in a minor key, and this one, they're flipping stuff around. Like the fact that we all started to get misty at the beginning when it was still a black screen just with violins because we knew what it was. Like,
Yeah.
it's so freaking powerful, guys.
all right, so
and Corey, what you mentioned about the moments that they chose, I think you can take some information on like things that we're gonna see in this movie specifically. Like, yes, they chose big moments like the award ceremony at the end of A New Hope and things, but they specifically show like Lando, celebrating when he's piloting
Right.
the Falcon, and we know he's
The
coming
double
back. So there are little things
lightsaber
like
clip,
that.
those crafty bastards.
yes,
Yeah.
like listen, the Skywalker saga is not just about Luke.
No.
And I think that's what a lot of fans really missed about The Last Jedi. The Skywalker saga is about so many individual characters and their own story and how it played in this greater role in the galaxy. And
Ultimately,
It's-
it's about the chiss.
Thrawn Reason.
Oh my god. So so a couple things I want to hit on that specifically because I mean, we're gonna be talking about this for months, and I can't wait to just see what happens. Honestly, like I think there's been so much discourse on Twitter today and in Slack and everything. I mean, anything is possible. Everyone's throwing things out that are amazing. But a couple things I want your guys' opinions on before we get on out of here. So first of all, again, I want to skip over the original footage again because it's beautiful, it's amazing. We'll see what actually ends up being in the official film. One thing I didn't put in the outline, we see Pisana, and it's like a giant camp, right?
Yeah.
When we have the whole
Yeah.
crew, do we think that's what they stumble upon, or is that like what the Resistance is now? Have we grown to that size?
This is Star Wars Burning Man.
Yes,
Yeah,
it's
right now.
Coachella and Burning Man all at once, baby.
I don't have any idea what the heck this is.
It's beautiful.
But
I know. That's
I
what
tell
it
you
is.
what though, I didn't realize like how jarred I was going to be to see all the cast together in one
Yeah.
place.
When
Yeah,
when
like,
Rey
that
introduced
is true.
herself, or when Poe introduced himself to Rey at the end of Last Jedi, I was like, oh right.
Yeah, they have not met yet.
They don't
but we
know each
know
other.
them very well. Yeah, This is nuts.
Yeah.
I cannot wait to see what we get in the EU out of this stuff. Like, I really hope we get some original planet stuff, like the way they did with Batu and
Yep.
Galaxy's Edge and stuff. I would really love to see some stuff about these new planets.
I'm counting the
Yeah.
days to Resistance Reborn. Oh my
Yeah.
god.
I think we'll get that stuff. What's interesting to me about this big gathering that's going on with like the smoke, firing up into the air, I mean, it could be like a festival of some sort. If you think about it, we haven't really seen very many like celebrations
Yeah.
in Star Wars, except for like at the end of Episode 6, celebrating
Right.
the downfall of the Emperor. But what if this is a kind of like, I don't know, festival a la what we see in like James Bond movies, like, you know, where they're running through these crowded areas where there's a lot of other stuff going on, like Dia de los Muertos and things like that. I think that could be incredible.
Yeah.
That could be a lot
really
of fun.
interesting.
I mean, if there's anything we know about JJ, none of this stuff is in order, and none of it is actually connected. So we'll find out.
Yeah.
Ray's training bit when she's, or well, I assume is when Ray's training in the woods. I'm gonna guess when she throws the lightsaber and then she catches it again.
Is this indoor?
Yep, I believe it's got to be indoor. I think so. It literally looks like the same redwood trees they filmed on. And
I wonder if they're gonna. So in the books, like Leia is a fully realized Jedi, right? Like in the Legends expanded universe. I'm not sure how much of that. Yeah. I'm not sure how much that you guys have read, but she's a fully realized Jedi, and we actually see her use Force powers in the Last Jedi, which is very interesting. So I'm wondering if we're actually going to see, like, are we going to see kind of Force user Leia have things to say to Rey? That would be very right out of the EU.
It depends on what
maybe
footage they
say
had.
to her.
Because remember, they couldn't shoot anything new for this. It had to all be stuff from 7. And I think that's fascinating because they already knew what they had. So it's not like they were hindered in any specific way because they didn't start the script for 9 until they knew Carrie passed. So
yeah.
I think they'll be fine with that. But I love the idea of her being kind of the last Yoda we see. Is beautiful as a metaphor for the series as well. One thing that I heard that was obviously I never thought about was the red ribbon that Rey's got on. When she catches the lightsaber, she's got this red piece of ribbon.
What the heck is that?
So I have 2 possibilities I want to throw you guys' way. One that I don't think is very likely, but only because I just finished Black Spire today and I've read Crush Fate recently. The wishing tree on Batu. People go there and you make a wish and you tie a ribbon around it. And I wonder if there's anything to that. That could be a thing because I definitely think we'll at least get a Batu mention in this film. I don't know if we'll go there, but based on these stories, I think that'd be a lot of fun.
Put it in the film. Please put it in the film. I would love to see it.
So that's possible.
There's a lot of EU tie-ins that like are worth talking about in this trailer. Like, so the Imperial Remnant is a thing in the Legends expanded universe. Like after the second battle of Endor, right? Like the Empire wasn't just gone, right?
Yeah.
They were just somewhere else.
This is the Aftermath trilogy, man.
Right, in
unknown regions.
So canon stuff has, for the most part, other than the Aftermath trilogy, has kind of blown over that. Like, what the hell are all these Star Destroyers? Is this...
Dude, what if they're filled with Sith troopers?
Okay.
No.
All of them.
My gosh.
I want to touch that in 1 second because I want to say one last thing about the ribbon thing because it's something that none of us know.
Yeah.
I believe it was Sky Talkers talked about this and someone else did. There's a thing called the Red Thread of Fate. Have you guys heard about this? So it's an East Asian tradition that comes from a Chinese myth, and apparently the Reylo community has been talking about it for years. Because according to this myth, when you're born, the gods tie an invisible red cord around the finger of those that are destined to meet one another. That's basically their true love. So the 2 people are connected by this red thread throughout the universe, and they're destined lovers regardless of place, time, or circumstances. And a lot of Reylos were like, Rey and Kylo are connected by this red thread of fate that no matter what happens, they're connected. Wow. So in Last Jedi, they're connected by that, and then she's holding this red, literal ribbon in the trailer. So
that's very interesting.
Even if it's not literally that, I think that the symbolism of that is very possible. And I know I saw a lot of because I know the 3 of us aren't super in the Reylo community. I think they're incredible. They do a lot more thought about it than we do, but that's something we never would have come up with. So I wanted to mention that possibility.
That's very clever. Very interesting.
Yeah. So now, back to them Star Destroyers. Like, my dudes.
Yeah, so
I'm
not convinced that, like, a lot of the stuff that we see in this trailer is not, like, Force Vision stuff. Like, because a lot of it is just so off the chain, it's, like, almost unbelievable.
Oh, the Star Destroyers are not Vision. I'll put... there's no way they tease
I think they're real. I think they're real.
Guys, there's listen, a Star Destroyer holds like 10,000 troops.
Dude, Emperor's
Corey,
contingency.
Palpatine is back from the dead.
You
don't think he was
that?
planning for this?
Is it a clone? Is it Palpatine's clones like in the flipping?
I don't know.
Like you guys have heard of that, right?
Yeah.
That's the whole Legends.
Yeah, no. I mean,
utter trash plot point from Legends.
Dude, I think.
Well, there's a clone Luke from his hand.
Yeah, listen, my favorite thing that I've seen on Reddit today is in the very small amount of time I've spent on the internet internet today. I can't wait to go look at it. I've been super busy with Patience all day. Like, I missed a lot of this as it was coming out, unfortunately. But, like, I saw briefly on Reddit, it said something like, what if the evil Rey that we see at the end of the trailer is Rey, Reey, like the evil
God.
Luke, Luuke?
Yeah, like Luke.
Oh,
This is
God.
fantastic.
Well,
That's fantastic.
I think there's a couple possibilities, honestly, with that. That also relates to the Star Destroyers because, one, I think the Star Destroyers and the fleet of Republic resistance ships have to be real because that is teasing the most epic space battle in the history of Star Wars, and there's no way you tease something of that magnitude and then don't show it.
Listen, that's a tiny fleet, though. There's no way they could go up against this map. We've never seen anything like this. I'm calling Vision. You're saying it's wrong.
Wait,
One of us is
Corey,
going to be right, and we're going to come back and look at
what
this.
you just said could
What
literally
about the Death Star and the trench run?
Yeah, you're
Yeah,
literally
okay,
saying
listen.
Star Wars dialogue. There's no way a small fleet could take on something like that.
No, okay, come on. All right, the Death Star, the Rebellion had an entire fleet with multiple capital ships. There's not a single capital ship in that little jump in, like, from the Resistance
I don't
right
know.
here.
I think that it's a giant. I think it's possible because
It's a trap!
so to tie in the
Also, this little fleet that the Rebellion flies in is definitely in atmosphere, and the rest of this is
oh yeah,
like
they're not connected to the exact same thing, but I think it's all part of the same battle. You know, it's stages of it,
Right.
and I think ultimately, to connect it back to the books because we are an EU podcast. The Aftermath books, I think, set this up a lot with the Emperor's contingency plan. I think that these are ships of the loyal people to the Empire that were sent to the unknown regions with Gallius Rex. I think, and possibly, dudes, what if Kylo Ren gets on a comm and he says, Admiral Sloane, bring the fleet. And we get fucking Ray Sloane in this movie.
That'd be sick.
Because where's she at? You know what I mean? And I think there's a possibility that all these ships are waiting in the dark until the Emperor is ready. And even if Palpatine doesn't come back physically, a lot of people have been pointing to the Rebels episode where he's got a lot of blue lighting around him and a lot of blue Sith power. And the ritual in Clone Wars was a lot of blue Sith magic. Like, the possibility that he is inhabiting the helmet of Vader and he's the one that's been talking to Kylo and forcing him into darkness. And then Dark Rey is actually when Kylo expels Palpatine from himself or fights it and then jumps to Rey. And that's why Kylo has to fight her because he has to save her from Palpatine.
There's no way they're going to make Rey a bad guy.
No, that's what I'm saying. It's got that's.
And if they were, they would not have given us that footage.
No, it's got to be either a vision or a possession.
Let's come back to this once we talk about Rey. The next thing I want to talk about really quick is C-3PO's red eyes.
Yeah.
There's a lot of stuff happening.
More EU tie-in.
Yeah, a lot of people are talking about this on Reddit today. On Twitter, on Star Wars Twitter today. I just want to clarify, I love that we say Star Wars Twitter because there's a big enough Star Wars community on Twitter that we can just say Star Wars Twitter. Like, I don't use Twitter for literally anything else except Star Wars, so I don't know about you guys, but to me, Twitter is Star Wars
It's just
Twitter.
Twitter.
Yes. Anyway, lots of talk today about the red eyes in C-3PO being very reminiscent of Last Shot and the entire plot of Last Shot, which essentially that like these droids are more sentient than normal, and like when their eyes go red, it's like a sleeper agent type of gig. Like they just suddenly turn evil and want to kill all organics. It's super interesting. So like,
because you guys know who else has red eyes? 000.
Triple Zero.
Yeah.
Wait, guys, has 3PO been 000 this whole time?
No, you probably don't recognize me because of my red eyes.
That's my favorite. That's the best meme of the day.
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't know what I don't have any idea what this means. I just love that they picked intentionally like thought-provoking images for this trailer.
Oh, it's brilliant.
Oh yeah.
It is. Like there's literally not a single shot doesn't make you ask questions.
No.
And
someone put together all the new quote-unquote footage fits in one single GIF on Twitter. Like it's short enough that you can GIF it, and it's still tremendous. I mean, we get, and we're blowing past stuff because as we do, but you got like Finn and Janna and the Falcon looking out at what we assume are the Star Destroyers. You get there's just so much, and like the 3PO thing. Sorry, I am bouncing all over the place because that's how we feel today, y'all, and you're with us. We know. 3PO's red eyes hit me because if he's going nuts, who's gonna stop him? It's gonna be freaking R2. Like that's gonna be heartbreaking.
Yeah, no R2 here though.
there's a thing. I don't feel good about what's going to happen with either R2 or Chewie this movie.
Yeah.
Because they're the two that have
They'll
always
leave.
been.
They'll leave Chewie alone. I think they'll leave.
Because they already
Chewie
got
alone.
Han.
If Chewie dies and he doesn't die in any other way than getting hit by a moon, then
It's lame.
I'm gonna be disappointed.
But he's also just one of those characters that's so easy to bring into other stories because he has such a long lifespan. He's not tied to one actor, right? We've already seen Eunice take over from Peter Mayhew. He's just, that'd be thrown away way too
That's a
much.
good point.
But the thing that's interesting with 3PO is we know he has this network of spies, right?
Yeah.
Maybe this red-eyed 3PO is the real 3PO, and we've been seeing like a front essentially.
Totally.
Perhaps.
All right, I want to hit Dark Ray in a second, but before I do that, I want to hit their the Kylo and Rey fight on top of what might be the Death Star, right?
Also, before you talk about that, right before he gets to that, it shows Kylo walking away from his ship, and that's definitely the same ship that was in that first trailer.
Yeah, it's definitely the same planet. Like the ground is the same, and then he walks into the water shot. Those are two different planets. JJ screwing with us.
Totally different planets, but that is the same ship. I'm pretty sure, at least from the trailer. So that does maybe I don't know. I'm talking to my ass here. I'm not an expert on. We don't. Okay, let's clarify. We don't like break apart trailers on Utini. Okay, we're just excited to talk about.
We are
Star
purely
Wars
emotional and having fun.
Yeah, exactly. Like I would like to think it's the same. It's the same ship, and that it is Rey jumping over Kylo Ren's ship in the first trailer. So I don't know if that's true or not.
Yep.
Just give me Knights of Ren. Just show them, please.
So I like that. When Kylo and Rey do fight on that ship, though, Rey does the little cross in front of herself, the little moulinet with her lightsaber that Kylo does when they first fight. And then
Does she?
Yep. She does a little flip.
I didn't notice that.
And then all of Kylo's attacks are defensive. He's always parrying against Rey.
That's
like,
true.
She is attacking.
Do you guys see, if you pause it in the middle of the lightsaber fight, you can see the turbo laser battery in the background.
No.
Did you guys see that shit?
I mean,
look at this.
Well, here's the thing I'm assuming, right? Because Star Wars is very good at this. In the final parts of Return of the Jedi was the best time they did this. You got your ground battle, you got a space battle, and you got a Jedi battle. So I definitely think that being said,
you think that's how it will conclude?
I think there's going to be 3 different things happening. I think there's going to be the fate of the Force, the fate of the galaxy, and the fate of the Resistance.
The question is, like, who is part of what battle?
I don't know, Corey. I don't know.
That's the real question.
Like,
is Rey like the Force, or is there something else happening?
I don't even know.
Why is Palpatine in the trailer?
Why is he on the poster?
I don't know. It's just so many.
That's not a cameo anymore. That being said, he's been on book covers of random books before that he never shows up in. So
yeah, but a film. Okay, listen. Originally, like when people talked about the Force Awakens stuff and the Last Jedi stuff, what trailer was it that had Darth Vader's breathing or something in it? Was it? I think it was Force Awakens.
Yeah. I think
so.
And
people were like, well, like because the Emperor's laugh in the first trailer.
This trailer has his breathing in it.
Yeah. But the first, I remember when people were talking back when the Force Awakens trailers came out, and they were like, Darth Vader's breathing in it, but he wasn't in the movie. It doesn't matter that Palpatine was in the teaser trailer at Celebration.
Now he's on the poster. So
and he's on the poster, and he voices over.
He's the biggest one on the poster,
which is really weird to me. I cannot think of a single way. All my knowledge of the expanded universe, outside of just pulling something out of my rear end, I cannot think of a single way to make it plausible that Palpatine is still alive.
Dude, but I think that there are ways, because one, we have seen with Momin in the Darth Vader comics that at least spirits or versions of
Sith Lords.
Sith can inhabit artifacts, right?
Yep.
We saw Lord Momin be in a helmet in Vader, and when you put that helmet on someone, then they were possessed by Lord Momin. So that is one option. And I think the other option is Darth Bane. Guys, what if Sidious has still been hopping between people, kind of like what Eric mentioned?
It's so crazy to even consider, though.
Yeah.
It's like,
but it would tie so much together, and I think it would be so cool that that's what he was talking about when he was talking about how you can keep your loved ones from dying. Like, what if he was really referring to that Sith
It
of
will
doing
take
things.
precious moments to explain that in the film. Is the only reason I don't think that they're just going to bring him back somehow. Like,
Yeah,
I don't know. Maybe it's a
He's
hologram
back.
or something.
He's back.
I don't know.
We'll see.
I don't know. I hope he's not a clone. I hope you don't do something stupid from the expanded universe,
Yeah.
like the clone thing. That's dumb.
All right, we'll find out what happens with Palpatine. Last thing, guys.
We can't not talk
There's-
about this.
So there's a new lightsaber in this trailer.
There's so many new shots
Okay.
about
so Dark.
lightsaber, Rey. Oh,
So I remember, you know how people, how you said, I remember where I was when certain things happened in my life. I remember where I was when I heard this news, and I heard that my wife was pregnant, and I was at work. Like, I remember the tweet when I found out that Rey was holding a double-bladed red lightsaber.
yes.
And I'm going to
When
remember that till I die.
When they leaked that on Twitter yesterday, I almost lost it. Like, for real. I was like, there's no way this is real. But then again,
Me too. I thought it was a joke.
these people just walked out of this, and multiple people are saying that Rey's holding a double-bladed red lightsaber in this trailer. I'm just like,
And
that
that-
sounds pretty flippin' real.
And the thing is, not only is it a double-bladed lightsaber, it's like double blades, and then it's a Temple Guard double-bladed lightsaber.
Yeah.
Like straight out of Rebels. That's... I mean, I can't even... Okay.
But where would that even have come
don't
from?
know.
Like, who made this?
It's a vision. It has to be.
I agree.
There's
I
like
agree.
anybody that's saying that it's anything but a vision is got to be crazy.
Okay, yeah, so it's
Even-
either a vision... No, I was going to say or something else, but that's also technically a vision. So I think it's either like Luke's Empire Cave, right? Or
Yeah.
it could be like Yoda's dark form from Clone Wars Season 6.
That would be a stretch for a film.
True. But
Be a
it's
stretch
but
for a
it's
film.
spiritually similar.
I think it's the Dagobah cave. I think that's what she's seeing.
But-
also,
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys noticed, but do you hear? I'm sorry, I keep cutting you off, Charles. But
No,
do
you're
you
good.
guys hear? If listen to put the sound at like a minute 40.
Okay.
Oh, no, I already closed it out.
Okay, if you put it at like a minute 42, a minute 40, like, and listen to it, the background sort of ambient sound is almost identical to the Force Vision ambient sound that was in The Force Awakens. Like, listen,
Ooh.
Matt,
Yeah.
I want you to, I want you to splice it in here and listen to it.
Dang. I could see it.
Yeah.
Like, it just sounds
Guys-
very similar to that ringing, whistling kind of noise. And
Now, here's a question.
Yeah.
Is this Rey's vision, or is it Kylo's vision? Because
I
didn't
don't know, but the-
remember in Last Jedi, Kylo said, I saw something too, and you'll be the one to turn.
So
Is
what
this
is
what
she-
he saw?
what is she facing here? Like
I don't know.
she looks so robotic.
Yeah,
and,
exactly.
like,
So there's a little bit of...
That's why I think it's definitely a vision. Even if you look at like the way that the hood is like resting on her head, like it just doesn't look real.
No, it
like
doesn't.
that is a CGI hood. Like there's, you know what I mean? Like there's just too much about this that feels a little bit off.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I'm so excited. I'm speechless. I'm not speechless. We've been talking for an hour. You know what I mean? I have nothing.
Can you imagine being in the crowd when they showed this?
No.
Oh my god,
No.
no. But dude, she's also in a snowy environment, and I think that's interesting in and of itself. Because where have we seen like a snowy environment in
Starkiller Base.
the footage?
But
for
also,
this?
oh no, the
Right,
the
so
planet
not
that
since
Zori Bliss is
Starkiller.
from, I think, had snow on it.
Nuts.
So, anyway,
crazy.
all that is, ugh.
So
Oh
yeah.
my god. So that's, and then it ended, and that's where we've been for the last day, everyone.
I'm so excited for what this movie has to come
Yep.
out. I cannot believe that it's a mere 4 months away.
Yeah,
Like,
and it is the
it
most. I don't know what I expected. This is like Return of the King level epic. I mean, it is
It is.
the number
It really is.
because having just watched 7 and 8 back to back, like I think 2 weeks ago, 7 is awesome and a lot of fun, and 8 is awesome and kind of more intimate. And this is like this is vast. It is giant.
Yeah.
It is epic. It is brilliant. I can't wait. And
I really feel like they're gonna live up to tying like all the trilogies together.
yes, without a doubt.
I really do.
Yeah. Yeah. And I really can't.
And-
I really can't wait to see what this holds for the expanding universe too.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Like-
and on that note, I wanna say this because We got a ton of new footage. We got a ton of people speculating online, and there are all kind of theories running around. I want to encourage people who are listening to this. Have high expectations for this movie, right? I'm not going to tell you to go in with low expectations so that you'll come out happy. But do not have specific expectations for this movie.
Yep.
Right.
I think that's important. Once you start feeling like you are owed a certain plot point or storyline or anything like that, you are setting yourself up for failure.
Yep.
Do not do that to yourself. That's what happened to people before The Last Jedi. If you just approach this movie for what it is, have some thoughts about what might be fun if it happens, I promise you this movie is going to blow us all straight out of the water.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
I couldn't agree
that
more.
is the yeah. There's nothing even to say. That's like the perfect way to go into the movie. You're at this point, after all the controversy that was The Last Jedi, at this point, like if that's not your attitude, then you shouldn't even go see it.
Yeah.
Like you need to just
Be excited
You
because
just-
look at what we got.
Be joyful. Choose to love it. That's what you have to do with Star Wars.
Yeah.
Choose to love it. Like choose to approach all of this with a lens full of joy and just get pure entertainment out of it. And that's the only way to go into the theater.
God. All right. So that's what we're excited about from D23. I'm not going to do our full outro on this episode because we have another episode coming out this Thursday. Charles and Corey, I'm going to say it now because if you listen to this episode, you get a little preview. Charles and Corey were lucky enough to sit down with Delilah Dawson, author of Black Spire, which came out on Tuesday, so depending on when this comes out, either today or yesterday. So be sure to pick up Galaxy's Edge Black Spire. Listen to our interview with Delilah Dawson on Thursday. Tweet at us at Living Force Pod with anything you thought about this footage. And man, oh man, can we not wait. I'm Eric. They're Dr. Corey, Dr. Charles. We love you guys. May the Force be with you.
There is no hatred. There is joy. There is no division. There is union. There is no apathy. There is passion. There is no gatekeeping. There is community. This is the Utini Star Wars Fan Code. Embrace it, live by it, and above all, trust in the living force. That's all for this week. Join our community and surround yourself with like-minded fans by visiting us online at utini.com. Until next time, may the force be with you.